Hey guys, Alec, Peirce at the ranch with another tip and idea. May help you. We have a lot of little issues as we're working around the ranch, and because of my age, I'm trying to make things easy. I want things to be easy so I can live here for a long, long time, or as long as I can. Anyway, so I keep coming up with ideas to make my work a bit easier. That's what these ideas are all about. Now, you already know we're going to talk about my windmill, my old-fashioned 1915 windmill. That makes it 110 years, 105 years old. Eh? So anyway, we're going to talk about the windmill, but I think you already know from previous videos that my windmill, old-fashioned windmill that I erected, before I did that, I dug a well for it. And then down in the well, I have a submersible pump to supply water to here. Here's one of my hydrant towers, and the other one's at the barn, 150 feet away. It's all underground. And it's a hydrant system because we get this thing called cold weather here, yeah, from November until March. Things freeze, so it's a hydrant system. If you don't understand how a hydrant system works, you really have to look it up. You know, basically the water is always 4 feet down. When you want water to come to the surface, you turn the hydrant on here, and you you pull this lever up, and you get water. That water comes from the well, but that water is underground in a pipe. This lever goes way down, 6 feet down, to turn the tap off and on. And when I turn the tap off, that 6-foot pipe drains, so there's nothing up high to freeze. That's basically how a hydrant works. You can read about that. They're fantastic, by the way. Now, just another small thing. We also water a lot of plants. My wife is crazy about gardens and plants, and I wash the car, the truck, the tractor, the horse trailer, whatever. So we use a lot of water. And just as all of you do, you probably have a hose mounted on a reel close to your house. Here's one of mine. I have several of these, but here's one of mine. And I have a 100-foot nice, good quality rubber hose on here. And this particular reel, it's kind of nice because it has a thing on here, so as you crank it in, you can make it go in nice and smoothly and evenly, so you can get a full 100 feet on the reel without it turning into a bowl of spaghetti. I also, you might notice, put a tennis ball on the end because there was a bad habit of this thing going in and in and in, and the hose would disappear and flop around in there. So I put a tennis ball on so it can't do that. It ends right there. It doesn't go in and get lost. However, I had another problem. 100 feet of hose. If I'm going that way, I can pull 100 feet of hose out. I can pull it back in using the reel. If I want to go that way, it's a problem, because there's a sharp bend in the hose. Not only is a little bit of an issue getting it out, I put it around the corner of the hydrant post. It works not too bad. It's a bit of a strain, and that pulls like heck on this thing. I don't want to break it. But it's even worse trying to reel it back in, because now you're trying to pull the hose in against the anyway, it doesn't work very well. So I found this. I don't know where I found it. I'm sorry. Home hardware or on the internet. I found this neat device right here. I don't even know what it's called. Hose guide. How about that, Kevin? Hose guide. We call it a hose guide. Simplest thing in the world. You see this? A little hard plastic device. I mounted it on one of the guardrails. I put guardrails up to protect my windmill. I mounted it on here, and if you look inside, Kevin, you see the rollers? Nice smooth rollers. So what I do now, I pull the hose off the reel, I feed it through the hose guide, and now as I pull this, I can take off all the hose I want. Like that. Can you hear me when I do that? I can pull the hose off like that, all I want, nice and smoothly. I can go that direction, I can go that, I can go any way I want. And then when I'm finished, I shut off the water because that relaxes the hose. I go back here and I crank it all back in. Nice and easy. As I said, I try to make things easy around here. So if you have a similar issue, you find you're always yanking on the darn hose, you can't get it to go out, you can't get it to go in, and you're looking for a way to make it go around a sharp corner. I wish I could tell you where I got it, but I have no idea. But look at it. I bet you it's called something like a hose guide or roller hose guide, something like that. We've been using this for about 2 years, summer and winter. We treat it pretty roughly, and it stood up really, really well. So, hopefully that's worthwhile. If you use a garden hose around the ranch, I'm sure you do. There you go. Alec, Peirce at the wrench. Take care, guys.